welcome to this week's edition of Tigers Roar. I'm Tommy Chrysan, pinch hitting for Jordy Holtberg tonight. Rick Green, College World Series champion at LSU, number one first-round draft choice by the Detroit Tigers, played on the United States Olympic team. All that good stuff. Rick, good evening. How are you?
I'm well, Tommy. Thanks for having me.
We open up the show with the home run by Greg Dykman from last Saturday against Army. That was his first at-bat. 8 days prior to that, he was hit in the face. 6 days prior to that, he had a little surgery on his cheekbone. And then we showed you the final out in the no-hitter by Jared Poche out at the box in Game 2 that day against Army. That was the 25th 100 win in LSU baseball history. Rick, glad to have you here tonight. We got a lot of baseball to talk about. We'll get into some football and basketball, and the NBA had their all-star extravaganza in New Orleans last weekend, so we got plenty to talk about. But I know we might be leaning to baseball today, huh?
Well, I can understand that, and I'm ready to go, and thanks for having me again.
Let's talk about what we saw at the Open. Greg Dykman, you played professional ball, big leagues with the Cincinnati Reds. Gets hit in the face, and I'm told the ball hit the helmet, and the helmet came down and cracked the cheekbone. The ball didn't hit the cheekbone. On a Friday night in an inter-squad, Sunday morning, they have to do a little something to him surgically. He goes under surgery. Wednesday, he's taking BP. Thursday, he's cleared by the doctors. Friday night game was washed out, leading to the doubleheader Saturday. He's in the lineup, and he hits a home run in his first at-bat. I mean, that's like a Hollywood kind of stuff.
Right. It's, there are certain guys that have that innate ability to kind of block things out, and there's been hundreds of cases where a guy's been hit in the head or the face, batting, and then just never gets it back in a mental capacity. The game is so heavily based on mental. But, Greg's a great competitor, obviously. He's got that fire. He's got that drive. I'm sure it took a little while, maybe some at-bats in the cage just to kind of get that feeling back and that confidence. But obviously, it's back, and he had a good game that day and hit a home run in his first AB. So I look forward to a lot of great things, and obviously that little cage that he wears on the front of his helmet is not affecting his eyesight or his confidence at all.
Well, certainly you would get confidence when your first at-bat after that's a shot out of right center. But I wondered during that week, can this guy step back in there where the first pitch is up and in a little bit? But obviously he's shown resiliency, as you said. There's lots of guys, I think of two major leaguers whose careers were ruined. Back in the 60s, Tony Conigliaro of the Boston Red Sox, and I want to say the early 80s, Dickie Thon of the Houston Astros. Two good ball players, not Hall of Fame great players, but good guys who were never the same after being hit in the face with a pitched baseball. Just, as you said, the mental end of it. And that's what I was concerned about. I know Dykman can walk to the park and he can hit a ball off a tee. I knew all that could happen, but Can you stand in there when the other guy is trying to get you out, which is the big difference. I mean, I always tell people, batting practice, they want you to hit the ball. When you get in the game, they don't want you to hit the ball, and that's different. But Dykman, he overcame that. It says a lot about the guy, and I know his teammates were glad he was back out there, and LSU baseball rolling.
Absolutely. Also I think there's a side to the pitchers that are facing him that know that he got hit in the face, and if there was any kind of pitch up and in, then it would make the pitcher look extremely bad. So there's that element of, hey, I don't want to continue his struggle and hinder his progress. Now, granted, that doesn't mean you want to throw it right down the plate, but like I said, I think Dykman's ability and his physical ability overcame any kind of mental holdbacks that he would have on that situation.
And you bring up a good point too, because pitchers get affected by that. I know in my career, if I hit somebody, the next couple of batters, you try a little extra hard not to hit somebody. And I didn't hit a lot of people. I had decent control. But it can also work on the pitcher end of that, whether you're going to the same guy you hit or that guy got hit by somebody else. Because, look, don't try to be at home and let somebody hit you with an 88 or even faster fastball. Don't try that at home. It doesn't feel good, okay? Especially if it ever hits you in the butt or it hits you in the thigh. You get a little bruise, you run down to first, but it gets you in the hands and the wrist or anything above the neck, and it can be bad news.
Yeah.
You see any bad situations in your days of ball?
Just a couple, and the thing about it on the pitcher side, like you just mentioned, is that you never want to hurt someone to the point of taking away their livelihood or taking away the game or the sport that they love. And you're right, it happens sometimes where a ball gets away from you and they get hit in the ribs or the shoulder or the thigh. But when you start hitting a guy in the face or the head or the neck, then it does affect you as a pitcher mentally, and you obviously want to correct that and not do that again and be any kind of label or like I said, affect this guy, you know, mentally or take away his livelihood. So you're right, it does have that reverse effect on the pitcher where if they want to concentrate a little bit harder, then hopefully they don't hit another guy again.
Yeah, now the second part of the opening clip that we had for you was the final out when Jared Poche threw the 6th no-hitter in school history, first one since Bobby Landry did it back in 1979 against Southern Mississippi. He deals it in Game 2 against the Army Black Knights, and a 7-inning deal, but it's still a no-hitter no matter how you slice that. And I was listening on the radio to the last 3 innings of that game, and it was kind of special, and I kind of got faked out because the radio guys, Buzzy Heidel and Doug Thompson, because Chris Blair's got basketball duties, they were pulling the old dugout thing. They weren't telling anybody it was a no-hitter. They didn't want to jinx it, okay? Now, that's another story. I think they should have said it, but that's not what I'm getting to. So I didn't realize, I didn't know he had a no-hitter going. I knew LSU was up 6-0, you know? So all of a sudden when the last out comes, which you saw on the TV, Doug starts screaming, for the first time since 1979, we have a no-hitter, you know, for an LSU pitcher or whatever, with a single guy. They had a combo no-hitter somewhere in the 90s where, like...
Yeah, Poche was a part of that, too.
Yeah, and a couple of times it's happened, actually, where many guys threw in the game, and at the end of the game, there was no hits. But ironically, a ground ball to third. You threw the last out in the 91 College World Series. It was a ground ball to third as well. But back to Poche, and I'll get to you in a second. I don't care that it was 7 innings. I mean, you throw a no-hitter, you get 21 outs and don't allow a hit in this case. It's pretty special.
It's very special. And like most things, whenever there's a great personal or individual accomplishment, it was a team effort. And I know that Kramer Robertson made a nice play to kind of conserve the no-hitter. You know, of course, you need all your catcher and everybody behind you. And it is a team effort. And the thing, you know, obviously of how special it was, the one thing I noticed that kind of stood out to me was the first guy out of the dugout was Alex Lang. You know, and so that's a special kind of bond right there that you have with, you know, a teammate and another pitcher, that he was the one to be out there first to say congratulations. So, you know, it's a great story for Jared, because he made the decision to come back this year when he absolutely could have gone in the draft. And it says a lot about the program, it says a lot about the people, it says a lot about his teammates. And what a great way to start his senior year. So congratulations to him.
Well, yeah, you know, we mentioned it's kind of Hollywood story on Greg Deichmann. Well, Poche, 14th round pick of the Padres last year, negotiates with him, but decides to come back to LSU. If he has a banner year, which people are expecting, but he's still got to go do it, he could end up with the most wins in LSU school history. Now, many of the LSU great pitchers didn't stay around 4 years because they went to pro ball, yourself included, and you weren't a starter, so you weren't gonna. You had the saves record forever until a few years ago. But so that was kind of Hollywood script too. He's from Lutcher, right down the road, and all that. So man, it was kind of a. And then you had all the military appreciation stuff over the weekend at the box, and it was a good weekend. They go 3-0, and that's the 9th season in a row they went. Opened the season 3-0, and the 10th time in the 11 Paul Mainieri year. So that means in year 2 he didn't sweep his opening. I can do the math on that. So anyway, that was good stuff. Now I want to go back to you, because you've told me this story a lot of times. 1991, the first College World Series title for the Tigers. Chad Ogier's in the game. He comes out, hands the ball to Rick, says, hold the rope. That's a whole other story. And you proceed to save the game against Wichita State, am I correct?
Correct.
Last out was a ground ball to third base. I want you to take me back to Omaha, 1991, and you're getting ready to throw that pitch, and you're knowing if we can get an out, then we're going to be the College World Series champs, and that would be the first of the 6 titles for LSU. Take me back to that day.
Well, I remember the last inning, the first guy led off with a single, and we were up by 3 runs. So it wasn't quite panic mode just yet. You know, just get 3 ground balls or just get 3 outs. You can even give up that run and still win 6-4. But Skip had this, you know, notion, I guess, and just started calling a lot of breaking balls for me, and struck the next guy out, then struck the next guy out on a breaking ball, and both were looking, and I got to thinking, this could really be a good thing, like this could really happen. And so he called a breaking pitch again for the last guy, and I can specifically remember, like, this guy ain't going to take another pitch, this guy's swinging, So apparently I just spun one up there, and he beat it into the ground at Mook, and
Chris
third base.
Mook at third base.
Chris Mook at the third base, and so I threw the ball, and then I obviously followed the ball to Mook, and so I turned my body, and I'm watching him get the ball. And to me, it looked like he just fielded the ball like it was like, batting practice. Like it was no big deal, It wasn't the last out of the World Series. There was no nerves. There was no apprehension. He just grabbed it, took, a little crow hop, and fired a rocket across the infield. Now, Mook was a quarterback at LSU, too, so he had a strong arm. That's why he was playing third base. But that ball probably went 90 miles an hour across the diamond, and it seemed like it took an hour to get across. It was just that surreal moment of where you finally were going to, realize your dreams. And, Telechia caught the ball, and then as I'm turning all the way around, Chad Auger and Louis Garcia are the first ones out of the dugout to dogpile. And ironically, Mook got spiked in that dogpile and had to go get stitches in his head. But it was a fantastic team effort, and we were blessed and fortunate that we were the first ones to actually culminate the hard work that even the guys before us had done before, and all the coaches and staff and players. So it was a great moment. Like I said, another team effort for this game played by individuals, but very, very good, and I love to reminisce. So.
I like the part about the ball took like an hour to go from third to first.
It's like time was standing
And you're the
still.
only one that can say that, because that was in your world. It took an hour to go from Mook to Telechia over there. And, everybody else, it went 90 miles an hour across the diamond. You probably heard it going by.
Exactly. In real time, it was quick, but one of those take a look at your past, type life experience. It just went very slow across the diamond.
Rick, before we go to break, I want you to tell us about the Win Green campaign, which is part of the Two Seam Dream Foundation. There's a connection there. But tell us all about the Win Green campaign, which is coming up from your foundation, which does so much to fight cancer.
Well, the Win Green campaign was started a couple years ago by myself and Ivan Zweig, who actually pitched at Tulane and LSU. Ivan's got a 9-year-old little girl named Avery, who is the #1 golfer in the world at her age group, and she is just a dynamic, magnificent young lady. And we started this campaign 2 years ago, where she was raising money for the janitor at her school who had cancer, and they were doing a bunch of things in the school, and she decided that she could do something bigger and better. So she was raising money on every golf tournament that she played that summer, and wound up raising by herself $7,500. Well, she got some friends join in last year, and she had 5 junior golfers around the country, from Florida, Tennessee, California, Ohio, to all help the campaign. We picked a recipient from Monroe, little boy that had cancer, named Kason Crow, and Avery and her friends would get pledges for their tournaments. If they win, they would get a certain amount. If they finish in the top 5, they'd get half that amount. And they raised over $25,000 for this little Kason Crow, and the rest was donated to St. Jude in Memphis. So this year, it'll be the 3rd year. We've got great support. She was on the Golf Channel last year talking about it, giving out bracelets, the purple bracelets. Justin Timberlake was one of the ones that would wear the bracelet and help the campaign. She's got 30 golfers helping her this year, so we expect to raise over $50,000. If you'd like to donate, the wingreencampaign.com is the website. You can go on there and you can pledge for any of the golfers, but they're going to be out there all summer playing 20, 30 tournaments to try to help, donate some money to this great cause. We've got Sadie is a little girl in Texas, Sadie Keller, that's battling cancer, who's going to be our recipient this year. So, this girl, Avery Zweig, has just got a heart of gold, and she's mature beyond her years, and to boot, she's really, really good at golf. So It's a great deal we do every summer, and I'm super excited to expand the two-seam dream reach. So if you're interested, go to windgreencampaign.com and donate some money.
All right, very good. Appreciate you telling us about that. Appreciate everything you and everybody in your foundation has done for many years now. And we here at Pelican have supported you and always promoted what you've done. Of course, we've got a friendship that goes back a long time, and I tip my hat to you, sir. That's really good stuff.
Thank you.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll tell you about Tremonti's Meat and Seafood. Boiled crawfish. It's rolling. They're a good size. We'll tell you all about Tremonti's when we return after this pause on Tigers Roar, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, Cox Cable, AT&T Uverse, on the internet at PelicanSportsTV.com. Tigers Roar. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Here at Rejuva-Me Medical, we strive to accomplish a more youthful you. We specialize in the most advanced techniques of testosterone replacement therapy in men, bioidentical hormone replacement in women, IV therapy, and nutritional support along with the state-of-the-art cosmetics procedures. Experience a network of trainers and health coaches offering diet and nutritional plans tailored to you. Call us today to schedule your free consultation to discuss your individual needs and goals. Look like you live younger.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
Perkins Road Veterinary Hospital is a full-service veterinary hospital committed to your pet's health. We offer advanced diagnostic and therapeutic medical services, laser surgery, dog and cat diets, and treats, along with stress-free boarding. Dr. Ritchie sees patients for routine checkups to keep your loved ones happy, also advanced medical and surgical cases. We have separate condos for cat boarding and large climate-controlled canine boarding. Our boarding dogs get to have fun in a very large play yard several times a day. Laser therapy is a service that we offer to heal wounds and help our patients that suffer from chronic pain. Laser therapy is a wonderful adjunct treatment for neurologic and arthritic pain with no side effects. Your pets are family members and deserve the best and highest quality of care. Dr. Ritchie and his staff greatly respect the human-animal bond and are committed to exceeding your expectations. Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. Beautiful views of Cypress Lake. 1, 2, 3-bedroom apartments are available. Stop by and see Cypress Lake Apartments. Give them a call at 225-293-6789 or visit online, cypresslake-apartments.net. Continue with Tigers Roar. Rick Green pinch hitting for Jordy Hulkberg. Appreciate you being tuned in. We remind you the original airing of this program each and every week is on a Wednesday night. Prime time, 2 hours, 8 to 10 o'clock. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans on the internet. Thursday morning, we put it on youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. In fact, lots of our local programming is on the YouTube page. We want you to check it out. youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. You can see sports shorts. You can see the post-game show. You can see Tigers Roar, the Roger Kadar show. There's lots of stuff on youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. We repeat on Pelican Sports TV Friday nights at 7, Saturday mornings at 10. We're on the ETEL cable system in Ascension Parish and parts of Livingston Parish on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. WHNO TV Channel 20 in New Orleans, Fridays at 5 o'clock. And that station reaches into the North Shore from Slidell to Hammond, and it also reaches down into the Houma Thibodeau area. So pretty good reach there. We appreciate you spreading the roar and talking about Tigers Roar. We want to tell you about Tremonti's Meat and Seafood. Daily lunch specials, got the rotisserie chickens every afternoon, the rotisserie ribs, and crawfish. They're boiling them up 6 days a week at Tremonti's on Jefferson Highway, just down from Parkview Baptist School and Parkview Baptist Church, right down the road. Check them out, tremontis.com. The website has a lot of info. 225-751-7665, the meat case, the wines, the high-end spirits. A lot of good stuff at Tremonti's Meat and Seafood. Go see Mike and the staff. And again, they can cater your crawfish boil. They can boil them for you. You can buy them live. If you buy a live sack, they give you all the seasoning for free that you need for that sack. Or you can get them boiled up. I got a friend that got a quote online the other day from Mike for a crawfish boil, and everything works real well on the website, tremontis.com, or call them 225-751-7665, or stop by on Jefferson Highway. You'll see the Tremonti sign and the truck out front, right down from Parkview Baptist Church and School. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood. Do check it out. Backing it up to that no-hitter, I never threw a no-hitter. Well, summer league when you're 15, but that don't really count. You were a relief guy, so you're not going to throw a no-hitter, but it's always special. I started against a perfect game one time. Joe Housey for the UNO Privateers, perfect us, the Lions, and none of our guys touched base. And I was the starter for Southeastern in that game and got ripped. But anyway, so how many of you have seen, like when you were in the dugout?
None.
None.
In all your years of high school, college, minor league ball, and major league ball.
Never seen a no-hitter or a perfect game. So I think what that shows is how rare it really is, because I've seen thousands of games and been a part of, thousands of games. So when you combine all those that I've been to and that I've attended and participated in and not seen one at all, it just goes to show how rare and special it really is.
On top of that, how many games were you in the dugout with somebody hit for the cycle?
Very, very few, maybe one or two.
That hitting for the cycle, you that don't know, is in the same game you get a single, double, triple, and a homer. I don't know that I've seen. I don't think it ever happened when I was in the dugout playing ball. You played many more games than I did, although I played more than some people. I've been in parks where guys got hit the cycle, but either announcing it or whatever. But anyway, we wanted to take you back to Jared Poche, who we know the story. He came back for his senior year from Lutcher, where he was on some really good Lutcher Bulldog teams. And Jared Poche, they caught up with him after his no-hitter, which was the 6th in school history. Here's Jared Poche.
What's going through your mind? Nobody talks about a no-hitter, but what's going through your mind?
Just crazy. Still can't believe it happened. Crazy thing is, man, my dad said at walk-on yesterday, he's like, you can throw a no-hitter. I was like, why are you saying that? Putting that on me, and I was, expecting to get, hit all around the ballpark today. The next thing you know, it happened. It's crazy the way things work, and I'm just happy that we got the win.
Plan on talking to your dad before every game now.
Yeah. Yep.
At what point did it cross your mind that you had a chance to finish it off?
Probably after the 5th. It still was, it was a 0-0 game, so that wasn't really on my mind then. And then we scored those 3 runs. And I had a quick 6th inning, and my pitch count stayed within range. And it was probably around the 5th inning when nobody in the dugout wanted to talk to me, and I kind of felt awkward. I was like, man, I like to talk to people during the game.
That tastes terrible.
Get that towel, man.
Get him a towel.
Gotta get this guy. And they got one for me.
I guess didn't get it all off. What were we talking about?
That half was awkward, nobody talking to you.
Yeah, in the 5th inning, obviously I was thinking about it, but I just went out there and tried to, fill up the zone and let the defense work. None of this would have been possible without, Kramer and Cole and, Josh at third base. Those guys, they deserve a lot of credit.
What did Coach say to you after the game ended up on the mound?
He just told me congratulations, and he's proud of me, and he said, "Is it worth that you came back for your senior year now?" I was like, "Absolutely, 100%."
Seems like you had your hands up in the air before the ball even left Josh's hands.
Yeah, well, as soon as I let go of the pitch, I knew that I executed it the way I wanted it to, and all game that pitch has been working. And I knew that it was going to roll over, and I had a lot of confidence that Josh was going to make that play. He made 5 or 6 of them this game, so I threw my hands up and I just knew it. So I don't know. I was hoping I didn't jinx it. So.
Were you aware if it wasn't a 3-up, 3-down inning, say a walk, you were coming out?
I wasn't. I don't think I handed the ball off, but it's early in the season. We talked about a pitch limit, before the game, and I was able to keep my pitches down. A lot to do with the defense behind me. Just throwing strikes early, and those guys made plays, so a lot of credit to them.
It seems like you really came out firing. I mean, did you feel that good coming out of the bullpen?
Yeah, I felt really good today. Starting off, and then that's how it is opening night every year for me. Jacked up, and it's first time playing baseball in 6 months, or against another opponent. So I always get pretty hyped up for that, and. Like I said, this is my last opening day ever. So I guess I went out with a bang. So.
When your defense is playing like that, how much does it help your confidence on the mound?
Yeah, I knew that we was going to have a great defense. Coming into the year, just playing all fall and all spring, and as a pitcher, our job is to go out there and get early contact and have confidence in that defense. And having Kramer and Cole in the middle, it makes it easier on us. And Josh is as good as it get at third base. So just having those guys, you make your pitch and just know that they're going to make that play. It really helps us out.
What's one word to describe tonight?
Surreal. I still can't believe it happened, but I'm happy we're going to celebrate tonight, and I'll go see my family, and we'll see what happens tonight.
A no-hitter to start the season out. I mean, there's not a much better way to get things rolling, I guess.
Right. Hopefully that's the bottom line, and then we only get better. But all seriousness, each outing we want to go out and get better, improve. I might not give up any hits, but I definitely made mistakes, so there's a lot of room for improvement for me. It's a lot to do with luck, man. Not many no-hitters are ever thrown, so when they happen, it's a lot of luck to do with it, and luck was on my side today.
You said you made a couple of mistakes. Do you feel like tonight was your best ever pitching performance, or do you feel like you've had some better stuff on nights, but maybe the ball didn't bounce your way?
Early on I had my stuff working for me. Fastball and my slider was doing really good for me. I felt good. It felt good coming out, and as the game went on, I kind of lost the feel for it a little bit. It wasn't as amped up. I didn't have as much juice on the ball, but I was able to. My command was as good as it gets tonight. So.
What did you think when Hunter was?
I actually didn't see him, but I figured there was missing somebody down there. And, if it wouldn't have worked out, I knew he was going to come in and close the game, and we still get the win anyway. So.
And what did you say when Paul asked you, are you glad if he came back? Did you say something?
Oh, yeah, absolutely 100%.
Can you remember the last time you've thrown a no-hitter, if ever?
When I was a senior or a junior in high school, I had like a controversial no-hitter. Like I called it a no-hitter, but the other team didn't. I don't really know the actual rule with it. But it was actually a 10-walk no-hitter versus Holy Cross. I think it was my junior year. But like that was this play, and we called it an error, but they called it a hit. So, but yeah, that's the real one. That's the real one.
There you go, Jared Poche from Lutcher. You see, Rick, I got one of these clocks in the studio here. The alarm's going off. I don't know how to turn it off. So you can hear that little chirping in the background. It's going away soon. See, but I just want to make sure you're awake, so the alarm went off.
Yeah, well, thanks for having a clock, Tommy.
We're going to take a break, come back, talk about last night's game down in New Orleans where the Privateers whipped up on the Tigers. Couple of big innings were the difference. Bullpen kind of collapsed on the LSU end. And that's not good. It's one game, but we're going to hear from Blake Dean, the former Tiger player who's the head coach at UNO, and Paul Maneri. When we come back after this pause, Rick Green, Tommy Chrysan, Tigers Roar, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, internet at PelicanSportsTV.com, Cox Cable, AT&T Uverse. Stay with us. Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including OptiMap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment. 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
If you've been injured in an accident and you won your case, we can get you your cash fast.
I called Penn Funding and had my money fast.
If you're a victim of an accident, bad drug case, or any other legal settlement, Penn Funding can get you paid in one lump sum.
Instead of my small monthly payments, Penn Funding got me my money when I needed it the most.
Turn your small monthly settlement payments into one large cash payoff right now. If your case is settled, you qualify. And no one can get your money faster than Penn Funding. There's no risk, obligation, or out-of-pocket cost when you make this life-changing call.
I called, answered the questions, and received my cash payoff quickly.
Need cash for your children? To fix your car, pay the bills. If your case is settled and you're a victim of an accident, bad drug case, or any other legal settlement, it's your money. Call Penn Funding now.
Call 800-825-1325, 800-825-1325.
We continue with Tigers Roar. Last night, on Tuesday night, down in New Orleans, LSU and UNO played. Of course, a lot of storylines there with Blake Dean, the head coach for UNO, being a former Tiger player for Paul Maneri, part of the College World Series title team in 2009. Paul Maneri played his last 2 years of college baseball at UNO for the legendary Ron Maestri, so a big crowd was on hand. And Rick, you and I were kind of watching the game and eating some crawfish last night. UNO had a couple of big innings, and that kind of did LSU in. Bullpen did not work well.
Yeah, it was, you know, you tried to limit the damage every time you're in a game, and it's okay because you know you're going to give up 1 or 2 runs at a time, but they gave up 6 in 1 inning, which obviously hurt and put them behind. And you know, these midweek games early in the year, you know, it's a time for guys to either step up or show that they can play. And unfortunately, a few of the relievers last night, you know, struggle a little bit. So, you know, hopefully Alan Dunn can get them back on track and see if they can get ready and before SEC play starts.
Well, and, you know, Blake Dean's in his second year at UNO. They were really bad before he got there. I mean, winning 10 games a year was really bad. And UNO was the first team from Louisiana to ever go to the College World Series, right. Division I College World Series back in '84 under Ron Maestri. And in the late 70s and early 80s, UNO was to Louisiana what LSU is now. And back then, Tulane was only a notch behind UNO. I remember many a UNO Tulane baseball game down in New Orleans back on the day, either out on the lakefront or over at Turchin. 5,000-6,000 people at the game back when that number was unheard of. I mean, it was crazy. And of course, I knew guys on all the teams, and there were times when I was a spectator at that game just because, man, it was amazing. But Blake Dean has done well. They're in the Southland Conference. By the way, you know, I've always said, and many people have, the Southland Conference, really good baseball league, okay? They put a lot of guys into professional ball and into major leagues. And this week, Nichols beat Tony Robichaux's ranked ULL team. Southeastern beat Tulane, okay? You know, you got UNO beating LSU last night. McNeese whipped up on Louisiana Monroe last night. That was like 30-2, something like that. That's all Southland teams picking on some other people. I know it's only February, but as I always say, the Southland Conference is a very good baseball league. And Blake Dean looks like he's got UNO baseball coming back where they can maybe compete in the Southland, which is going to be tough because you got some schools from Texas, and Central Arkansas is always good. It's a tough league, but it's a good baseball league. You got former Tiger Will Davis, the head coach at Lamar over in Beaumont. So, yeah, there's a lot of Louisiana flavor in that conference. But we've got Coach Blake Dean and his comments after what I think is a big win for the UNO program, a big win for his tenure being in year 2 down with the Privateers. Here's Coach Blake Dean.
I was kind of keeping it together more than I thought it would, but at the end, I was excited. I mean, these guys fought, man. They fought. I'm mentally exhausted right now. I'm sure they're both mentally and physically exhausted. They just played their butts off in the middle of the night tonight.
What were you guys saying to each other in the dugout when you were getting them together and just keeping them focused and not getting hung up in the middle of the game but finishing strong too?
Well, I kind of told them, you know, our word all year has been to be relentless. And I told them we've got to win the latter innings of the game, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's where you win ball games. So, you know, the 6th inning, we won that game. Hey, the 7th inning, we tied. You know, I was kind of letting those guys know where we stood. And I let them know as well, listen, this is LSU. If you're not aware, these guys are going to fight, and they're going to continue to fight, and they're going to make it interesting in the ninth, which they did.
What was going through your head during those middle innings when you were, able to keep putting runs on the board?
Well, I knew we'd score some runs, but, you know, my concern was stopping them from scoring. You know, that was kind of the issue early in the early innings, and Will Griffin finally came in and kind of got them off balance a little bit. We kind of got a little lull in their offense, and we got going. And it just so happened we, obviously separated ourselves for a few runs, and we needed every one of them.
I know it's early and it counts as one game, but can this be a milestone?
Well, it is. Well, we're not going to take this one lightly. I mean, let's be honest, that's LSU. I mean, it's the top team in the state of Louisiana. They always, that's what everyone knows them as. So by no means are we going to take this win lightly. For us, yeah, it's a milestone. But I told them, I said, hey, the last thing you want to do is come out here and beat LSU today and lose to Jackson State tomorrow. So we got to move our attention forward. We're going to enjoy this until midnight, and we're going to move forward and get ready for tomorrow.
How about for your personal and considering their connection?
Yeah, I love it, obviously. I mean, I'd say I would be lying if I told you I wasn't excited that we beat LSU. I mean, obviously that place holds a big spot in my heart, but gosh, I'm a competitive type person, just as Coach Maneri is. And, if I'd have lost it, it hurt. I'm sure it hurts for him. And I've won. I enjoy it, and I probably would enjoy it a little bit more than he was because he's used to getting a lot of wins. But winning baseball games is hard. It's hard, so I'm glad those guys pulled it off.
It seemed like every single pitch you guys hit in those 5th and 6th innings were rockets. I think like 7 of them went for extra bases, I think. Have you seen that kind of consistently from you guys, or is that kind of that's baseball sort of thing?
Well, I've kind of said this all year. Look, we've struck out quite a few times, too many for my liking, but it's kind of feast or famine. And that's what we've kind of been doing. But I told these guys, there's 2 things that win ball games. Extra base hits win ball games because, again, 2 years ago it was single, single, single. We'd have to get 3 singles to score 1 run. Now we're hitting doubles, can steal a few bases, and it makes it easier to, get some offense going. So I've seen it from the guys all fall, and they're just kind of starting to carry into the spring.
A lot of those are 2-strike hits too.
Yeah, and that's what I told them. I said, you guys, we talked about it a while ago. I said, how many 2-out, 2-strikes hits do we have tonight? I said, that's what it takes. If you want to be a championship team and to be a team and to beat a team like LSU's caliber and to do it consistently, you got to be able to do those things because that's what they do on a daily basis. So today we showed that we could do it, but we just got to continue to do it.
Do you feel like this? Do you feel your team kind of coming together bonding, I guess, in those moments where you've got to rally and pull together and come back?
Yeah, I mean, again, you can hear the excitement in the dugout. I'm having to calm them down a little bit. Hey, listen, you guys don't get too pumped up, kind of keep it in check, because I didn't want them to lose their energy, lose their excitement in the latter innings if something snowballed on us, because, again, it is LSU and very likely, they were going to have a big inning. We limited it, but I wanted those guys to be prepared if they did get hit in the mouth in the late innings to be able to respond from it.
Are you starting to see more of an identity with this team, and if so, what might it be?
Well, again, I'm still waiting to see who they are. I think we're showing spurts of, those guys are showing some excitement, they're showing some energy, some determination, they're being relentless, but I still think we can be better. On the mound, we still got to get better. We're thin there, and I need a few guys to step up. So we're waiting for a few guys to show their true colors and hopefully fill some roles for us.
Everybody going to keep an eye on that UNO program as they roll forward. But, some more games. They actually start conference games a little sooner than everybody else. Now, Coach Paul Maneri in his 11th year at LSU. Obviously, we mentioned the ties. He played at UNO back in the late 70s for Ron Maestri. And, he coached Blake Dean. And, there's a lot of stories here. Well, here's Coach Paul Maneri with his comments after the Privateers dropped the Tigers.
The guys we brought in are going to be guys that we're going to need to count on, and some of them, just had a little bit of a rough time tonight. I'll tell you this: they didn't miss many pitches. They were a very aggressive, good-hitting team, and when we made mistakes, they jumped all over them. And you got to give UNO a lot of credit. They really played well. They especially with the bats there. That kid did a nice job there for a few innings. Both teams I thought swung the bats with a lot of aggressiveness. And, the margin for error was very, very slim in this game. When, Greg Dykman hit that ball to right field in the 8th inning, he just missed it. Josh Schmidt drove that ball to the deepest part of the field. I thought it was gone for a 3-run homer to get us close. We played our hearts out tonight. We tried really hard, and, unfortunately there was 2 innings there where we just couldn't get them out. We couldn't stop them. And, they put big crooked numbers up. We had a lot of 1- and 2-run innings. We just couldn't get the huge inning like they got twice against us, and that was the difference in the game.
And you talked about them not missing many pitches. Was it more what they were doing or what your relievers were doing in those middle innings?
I think a little bit of both. I mean, you got to give them a lot of credit. They were tough outs, and they hit some balls really hard. And early in the game, they hit some balls hard right at us too, just like we hit a lot of balls hard right at them as well. So, we got to, we've got some guys that, didn't pitch particularly great tonight, and we're going to count on them, and they got to get a little bit better than what they did tonight. And, we'll go back, reevaluate the video of it and see, if it was more that they hit good pitches or we made some bad pitches. But, it's tough when you're up against a good team on the road, and you got to match their firepower. And we almost did. I mean, we hit 3 home runs. We had a lot of other really good base hits. We weren't able to score from second base on a 2-out single there when Jake Slaughter got a hit that would have got us a little bit closer. The margin for error and when you're playing good teams on the road is very, very small, and you got to take advantage of every opportunity. So, again, I give credit to UNO. They played their hearts out tonight, and they swung the bats really well. They.
Wednesday this week, LSU begins a 5-game homestand with Hofstra on Wednesday night, Maryland Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Nichols comes to town next Tuesday. Hey, speaking of Nichols baseball, they've got a huge first-year tournament going on this weekend. It's the Mardi Gras Invitational. Baseball and beads on the bayou, Rick. That's what they're going with. They're bringing in 3 teams from New York. And I asked Coach Thibodeau, I said, what did you have to do to get these teams from New York to come down? Offer them some crawfish? He said, hey, they wanted to come down, Mardi Gras, crawfish, Thibodeau. So there'll be 3 schools from New York. You'll also have Nichols, the host team, Coach Roger Kadar, Southern Jaguars, and Grambling will be there as well. And Pelican Sports TV is going to be down there for the Saturday game at 3 o'clock, which will air on the Pelicans Saturday night at 9, Sunday morning, Sunday night, Monday afternoon. The Mardi Gras Invitational, Beads and Baseball on the Bayou, presented by Louisiana's Cajun Bayou, LACajunbayou.com. We at the Pelican looking forward to being a part of that on Saturday. Y'all get on out there and watch some baseball, a little Beads and Baseball on the Bayou this coming weekend at Nicholls State University at Raymond E. Didier Field. We'll take a break, come back. We'll take a little run through the LSU athletic department. Still to come on the program, Ronnie Rance, Sports Shorts Radio, Sports Shorts TV, and the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation. With Rick Green pinch hitting for Jody Hultberg, I'm Tommy Chrysan. Spread the roar. This is Tigers Roar. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
If you've been injured in an accident and you won your case, we can get you your cash fast.
I called Penn Funding and had my money fast.
If you're a victim of an accident, bad drug case, or any other legal settlement, Penn Funding can get you paid in one lump sum.
Instead of my small monthly payments, Penn Funding got me my money when I needed it the most.
Turn your small monthly settlement payments into one large cash payoff right now. If your case is settled, you qualify. And no one can get your money faster than Penn Funding. There's no risk, obligation, or out-of-pocket cost when you make this life-changing call.
I called, answered the questions, and received my cash payoff quickly.
Need cash for your children, to fix your car, pay the bills. If your case is settled and you're a victim of an accident, bad drug case, or any other legal settlement, it's your money. Call Penn Funding now.
Call 800-825-1325, 800-825-1325.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
DLA Painting Incorporated is your company for professional painting, serving the greater Baton Rouge area and South Louisiana for over 20 years. Ready to paint for those recovering from flood, residential repaint, commercial painting, any size job, free estimates. Customer satisfaction is our highest priority. Call 225-505-8785. DLA Painting Incorporated, fully insured. Call Dennis at DLA Painting at 225-505-8785.
Everyone's coming out with a fresh start. Bars are going to be banging, elbows are swinging, and the gloves are coming off.
Experience motocross more intense with Amsoil Arena Cross. Before the race, check out the track party and get autographs, take photos, and meet the riders. Stop by any Brothers Food Mart location and pick up a can of Monster Energy 16-ounce at 2 for $4 and recycle at the pit entrance for your free admission to the track party. Brothers Food Mart, often imitated, never duplicated. Amsoil Arena Cross, fueled by Monster Energy. Saturday, March 11th at the Smoothie King Center.
Juve-Me Medical, we strive to accomplish a more youthful you. We specialize in the most advanced techniques of testosterone replacement therapy in men, bioidentical hormone replacement in women, IV therapy, and nutritional support, along with the state-of-the-art cosmetics procedures. Experience a network of trainers and health coaches offering diet and nutritional plans tailored to you. Call us today to schedule your free consultation to discuss your individual needs and goals. Look like you live younger.
Accord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Accord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Accord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Accord Eye Clinic, Vision Source. Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. Beautiful views of Cypress Lake. 1, 2, 3-bedroom apartments are available. Stop by and see Cypress Lake Apartments. Give them a call at 225-293-6789 or visit online, cypresslake-apartments.net. We continue with Tigers Roar. I want to remind you about the radio station that's over here as a part of Pelican Broadcasting. Of course, we got Pelican Sports TV, which you are watching, and of course, you see all the hunting, the fishing, and the outdoors programming. WUBR, 9:10 a.m. on the radio dial, but you can get it on your smartphone or on your tablet. WUBR, search it at TuneIn, or just search for WUBR in your app store. WUBR AM 910. Local radio lineup, including Jordy Hultberg, Buddy Sanji, myself. Fridays with Dave Scandaliato. Saturday mornings finds Carlos Brown. Through the night, Louisiana Music Hall of Fame radio. Select Houston Astros baseball games will be on this season as well. WUBR, search for it in your app store. It's free. Download it, and you got it crystal clear 24/7. All the local stuff, everything from CBS. They're going to have some March Madness programming and games on, and we'll have it for you. Jim Rome, Monday through Friday from 11 until 1 o'clock. All right, we continue with Tigers Roar. We begin our run through the LSU Athletic Department, and we'll start, Rick. This is the two words I've used to describe LSU basketball for the last month. It's an ugly mess. Johnny Jones's team, it's just not working. They tied a school record for consecutive losses Tuesday night this week when Auburn put 98 points on the scoreboard against them. LSU drops that game. 3 regular season games left, only 1 at home. That's Wednesday, March 1st against Tennessee. They will be in the SEC tournament because everybody qualifies for the SEC tournament. Rick, somebody texted me last night, said there were more people at 9:30 Mass Sunday than at the basketball game last night. I say ugly mess. What have you seen out of Johnny Jones's team?
Well, it's a shame that, of one of the big 3 at LSU, that the basketball is not successful this year. And, maybe it has something to do with, turning down the NIT invitation last year. And, it's always a risky business when you try to turn down a postseason invitation. And, I feel for the kids and I feel for the fans as well. But, I would think that something's in the works and change is probably in the air for the basketball program, but I hope they do get it fixed and turned around sooner rather than later.
All right, and we got a little clip from Johnny Jones. There's really nothing he can say right now. Everybody knows the deal. He was asked Monday, what about your job security? He said, all I'm worried about is Auburn on Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. It's exactly what he's supposed to say in this situation. Johnny's been around, and he's damned if he does, he's damned if he doesn't, what he says. So he has, just said, hey, we're just focused on the next game. We're going to try to get a win. Here's LSU basketball coach Johnny Jones.
Had about 4 or 5 guys in double figures, made plays tonight, and unfortunately on the defensive end, we just weren't keyed in tough enough to get enough stops to get a victory tonight.
We turned the ball over a couple times. I think it hit off Duwop's foot one time. Wade dropped it one time. I think I might have turned it over once. We turned it over 3 times in a row then, so we wasn't getting attempts. We was just turning the ball over.
I think that just kind of played in with them, just us not moving the ball well, not getting it from side to side on the court, and forcing us to just take bad shots.
Does this hurt more than any other, or do they all kind of feel the same when you lose?
They all feel the same.
Following the win, Auburn's head coach Bruce Pearl still gives Johnny Jones credit for keeping his team together during this tough stretch.
You know, you look at them play at Ole Miss, and they could have won that game. And you look at the numbers they put up against Kentucky. And, you know, you look at them in the first half against us and things like that, and they're still engaged. It's just a grind. This is a tough year for them. This is a tough year for them. Next year will be better.
We've just got to continue pressing forward because there are games on our schedule. We must play them, and we must continue trying to improve to get better, to have success in them. And so we understand the hurt that's out there, and we hurt for ourselves and others, and that's why we will continue to fight.
The LSU basketball team lost its 14th straight game Tuesday night to the Auburn Tigers by a score of 98-75. Sophomore guard Antonio Blakeney recorded his 5th straight game with over 20 points, but he says the losses sting the most. Blakeney's dissatisfaction is shared most of all with his coach. Johnny Jones expressed his concern over his players after tying a school record for most losses in a row.
I think these guys have obviously been through a lot. It's been tough for them, people around them.
Jones says he knows his players are fighting hard for a win, but most importantly, he values his role as a leader and coach.
I've been blessed that I'm built for what we're going through, and meaning that I've got to try to guide a group of men through this.
Jones stressed that he wants his players to compete harder on defense, and that attitude is shown through Blakeney, who says he isn't focused on how well he's been playing recently. What is important to him is being able to compete with the rest of the SEC.
We played Ole Miss, Arkansas, Alabama, every team pretty much feel like we can compete with them. We just got to figure out how to win the game.
Blakeney insisted his team can compete for the remaining 3 games, but the agony of a disappointing season still lingers.
We continue with Tigers Roar here on the Pelican Sports TV. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to be joined by Ronnie Rance, Sports Shorts Radio, Sports Shorts TV, and the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation. Ronnie Rance joins us when we return right after this pause. Stay with us.
Surfing through the channels with his little remote, wolfing down Cheetos. I hope he don't choke between Monday night football and Friday night fights. I'm lucky if I get to see a show that I like. He never hears the phone or the doorbell ring. I don't try to understand him. It's a male guy.
Since 1986, the family dental practice of Dr. Farrell Frugier, with state-of-the-art building and technology and our highly trained staff, have been dedicated to providing care and treatment to our patients of all ages. The experience and advanced training in cosmetic and restorative dentistry, TMJ, and treatment of snoring and sleep apnea allows Dr. Frugier to assist you in achieving the best in dental health. Call us today at 225-292-9700 to schedule your initial evaluation because we know how to make you smile.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Accord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Accord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
We continue with Tigers Roar. Got Rick Green pinch hitting for Jordy Holberg tonight. We'll continue to try to connect with Mr. Ronnie Rance. Rick, tell us about jtex.org, a little trade association down in Ascension Parish. You kind of got the shirt on there. Give us a little info.
Yeah, JTEX, the Jambalaya Trade Exchange, is 215 businesses in Ascension Parish that all trade and barter their goods and services with each other. And you know, the idea and intention is to keep a lot of the money local and a lot of the business. We traded about $1.5 million within Ascension last year. Our sister company is Partners One in Baton Rouge, which is bigger than us, but we're always looking for new members to give the other members a little variety, and there's all kinds of goods and services within the group: doctors, lawyers, monogram places, tons of restaurants, places to get your car fixed, veterinarians, things like that. So we do a great job of, I feel, of keeping a lot of money within the parish and promoting a small business within Ascension. But if you need some information, go to jtex.org. It gives you a list of our members. If you have a small business or a medium-sized business, you know, give us a call. Let us know. We hopefully be able to help. And just one last thing that, you know, something that I think is really, really neat is that the Fortune 500 companies in America do about $12 trillion in business every year. And about 65% of those businesses all use trading and bartering in their business practice. So they see a value in it, and I do too. I think it's a great job. Two Seam Dreams involved with it, and that keeps us to our expenses down and lets us donate more money to places like St. Jude and Mary Beth Perkins. So I think it's a great deal, jtex.org, and if you need any information, just let me know.
jtex.org, that's what you got to do. Continuing with our run through the LSU athletic department, women's basketball, Coach Nikki Fargus, they're doing a little bit better, a lot better, I should say, than the men's team. They've had a few ups and downs, but they have done better. Nikki Fargus in her 6th year as coach of the Lady Tigers, and they're still in conference play. They have their conference tournament coming up as well. The women's basketball program been a little bit better than the men's program, but you know, there was talk, you know, a few months ago they might have to change both coaching positions. I don't know. Again, that's up to Director of Athletics Joe Oliva. You know, women's basketball. We got some video for you. Quick shot here with some info on the Lady Tigers.
We owed them that whooping, so I think we stepped up to the plate. And then you go to Georgia, and you don't keep the same mentality. It shows. And I think that was most of that. We definitely just lost focus at the end of the game.
I really think we probably lost a lot of focus, and defensively they was able to hit shots, and we was winded, man, too. So I think we was tired as well, but they was able to hit shots, and they had a little bit more momentum going on their side in overtime, and they was able to overcome and win the game.
You can't afford to be tired in those periods. Like, it's overtime, no matter what, you got to get it done, tired or not. But I think it showed that we were a little fatigued.
We try to take it one step at a time because just like in the game, we try to take it one possession at a time and try to make it happen. We know we need this win, so right now our focus should be only on Thursday, not NCAAs or whatever, but we know we need those wins to get to NCAA tournament, so we need to take it game by game.
We just need these wins. We need to go with our head held high, not frustrated from the game against Vandy, you know, our last home game. So we need to put our big girl panties on and go to work.
So it's an exciting time for our team. It's an opportunity for us to finish out what we started, and we've got 2 more regular season games to go, one on the road and one home. So it'll be good to be home on Sunday for Senior Day.
We continue with Tigers Roar here, moving on to the Lady Tiger Gymnastics team. Coach Dee Bro's team having a wonderful season. Ran into a little buzzsaw with Oklahoma a couple of weeks ago, but they're 10-1, 5-0 in conference play, and they'll resume conference action after recently beating George Washington and Iowa. Where they'll head over to Auburn on Friday night, the 24th. Dee Bro in her 40th season at LSU. That's impressive. I mean, we had the nice visit with her at the Tiger Gridiron Club recruiting bash, and we showed that to you a couple of weeks ago. But now we have a little piece on gymnastics as they continue through another wonderful season. Here's Dee Bro's Lady Tiger gymnastic team.
There was not a sense of urgency Friday night to bring our best gymnastics and stick our landings. And I think the message that they got in the locker room from Jay and I both were pretty intense messages. And the kids were like, whoa, whoa, they just fussed at us. And it was not really fuss, it was a wake-up call. It was just that, a wake-up call.
Tonight was great. I thought we all did very well. We came back from not a bad meet, but a very rough meet on Friday. I thought it was good energy. I know some people were feeling a little tired, but that didn't get to us. We tried to keep the energy as high as we can and didn't think about it. We just did our skills.
Our mindset was nothing but go. Go attack, go do what we know how to do, and row our boats. Dee always talks about our boats, and today we definitely rowed them. And knowing that we can score that with the depth that we use in this team just shows what kind of team we are. It's really good knowing that in training I can do that bar routine, and knowing that I have the lineup before me do great bar routines. So knowing that I can go up and I can anchor the bars just shows what kind of team we have and how much support I have with them.
We continue with Tigers Roar. We continue our run through the LSU athletic department. We're now joined by Ronnie Rance, Sports Shorts Radio, Sports Shorts TV, and Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation. Ronnie, along with Lynn Rollins, called the LSU UNO game on Tuesday night down at Privateer Park in New Orleans. Ronnie, good evening. How are you?
Doing great, fellas.
Hey, you had a great seat for the ball game. 2 big innings by the Privateers. You were on hand with Lynn, as I mentioned. Give us your recap of the UNO victory over LSU.
LSU jumped out to the 6-1 lead, behind 3 home runs, and they looked like they were, gonna cruise to a victory. Caleb Gilbert went 4 innings. He kind of reached his pitch limit, and they got him out of the ball game. The surprise was the collapse of the LSU bullpen, which brought in 3 or 4 relievers. That basically the story was they didn't have enough command on their fastball. They were just kind of throwing fastballs in there, hoping for a strike. Didn't really have a secondary pitch that threatened the strike zone on a consistent basis. So UNO, give them credit, very veteran-laden team, a lot of juniors and seniors, a lot of junior college transfers that have been through battles and played a lot of games. They just sat dead red fastball, didn't even, really give the ball speed pitch any consideration. And they just had their way with LSU's middle relievers, and put up a 10 spot between 2 innings to distance themselves. LSU swung the bat decent. They had 8 runs, 13 hits, 3 homers, but the bullpen just gave it up. Very reminiscent of last year's Lamar game, which was LSU's first game on the road. Same scenario. The bullpen collapsed and LSU lost to Lamar on the road last year.
Ronnie, what does Coach Allen Dunn, the pitching coach, and Coach Maneri, what do you say to the team, to the bullpen in particular, when it collapses like that? Guys, forget it. We're counting on you going forward. What would you say?
Well, I think it's no question that they've got to. I think Colin Strahl is a guy for them, right? Like Colin Strahl, the fact that he did bad last night, I don't think really matters long term for LSU. He's not a guy that they're going to really rely on the weekend. He's an inning filler during the middle of the week. He was a guy last year that pitched 3 or 4 innings and then got hurt and really wasn't a factor. And so I don't think Colin Strahl doing bad, or even the junior college transfer, the big righty who came in first, who is a coin flipper anyway. He's a guy that has run it up there 92 to 95 in inter-squad scrimmages at times, but he either strikes out all 3 or he walks all 3. So he's a little bit of a project. The concern was that that Russell Reynolds, but if Shane Reynolds had been there, he'd have done better. But if Russell Reynolds, the fact that Russell Reynolds did so poorly, I mean, that's one of your main guys. And Russell Reynolds is a setup guy to get you to Newman. He didn't do the job. And then Norman, who's got a role as a middle reliever for this LSU team, comes out of the bullpen and, gives up the big hit right out of the pen and gives up. So they just didn't have any kind of rhythm. And Norman and Reynolds, particularly Reynolds, are go-to guys on the weekend out of that bullpen. And the fact that they struggled too against UNO is a little bit of a disappointment. Now, it's only game 4 of the season. LSU's going to be fine. I think they're going to end up in Omaha anyway. But they may not have the dominant depth, on that staff 1 through 13 or something that we maybe thought they did before the season.
Hey, Ronnie, I've mentioned to people, everybody knows a lot of storylines here with Blake Dean playing for Coach Maneri, a World Series title. Coach Maneri playing his last 2 years at UNO for Ron Maestri. Another storyline I hadn't mentioned yet, little known fact, Ronnie Rance wants the bat boy for the UNO Privateers at Privateer Park. So we got to add that to the storyline last night. Did you reminisce running out to the plate and picking up a bat?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was a bat boy there part-time, like 81 to 84, and my memory of being a bat boy at UNO during the Baseball days when they built their new stadium, the Shrine on the lakefront, was pretty much my job was to make sure the bubble gum box was filled up in the dugout. They used to have those double bubble wrappers,
Yep.
But was it double bubble, the one with the cartoons on it?
Yep.
Bazooka.
Bazooka. Okay, so it was either bazooka or double bubble. Maybe it was, I don't know. But we used to keep those things filled up, and it was kind of like 1 gum for me, 2 for the box. 1 gum for me, 2 for the box. But those were good times, and that was when UNO baseball was really the #1 program in the state of Louisiana back then.
Yeah, no, you see, people didn't know that, but now they know Ronnie Rance wants the Privateer bat boy under the legendary Coach Ron Maestri. Ronnie, am I correct? Coach Maestri was there last night?
Yeah, Maestri was there, and he'll actually be joining us March the 9th in New Orleans on our Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Glory Road Tour. So legendary coach and his son, John Maestri, were both on hand to watch the big upset.
Hey, Ronnie, tell us about Sports Shorts Radio and Sports Shorts TV and Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation and the Glory Road Tour.
Well, Sports Shorts TV right here in Pelican, Mondays at 9, Tuesdays at 8. We have replays on Thursday, so if you check it out tomorrow night. Buzzy Heidel joined us this past week, did a great job. And then on Sports Shorts Radio, myself, Buzzy, Joel Davis, every Monday from 6 to 8 on ESPN Radio in Baton Rouge. And the Glory Road Tour with Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame has been so successful. We have 4 stops of the 6 cities across the state of Louisiana. We'll be in Houma on March the 2nd. Guys like Tommy Hodson, Mike Detillier, Dee Bro, Ronnie Este will be down there for that stop and many others. And then March the 9th, we'll wrap things up down in the Big Easy with Skip Bertman, Ron Maestri, John Brady's going to join us, and a whole host of others as well. All of these sponsored by Walk-Ons at the Walk-Ons locations. For tickets, go to lasportshall.com/purchase, lasportshall.com/purchase, and get your tickets now.
All right, Ronnie, as always, enjoyed visiting with you. We'll talk again soon.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one.
All right, that's Ronnie Rance, the Privateer bat boy. You didn't know that, did you?
I did not know that.
Yeah, you see,
well
you learn
done.
something every day. But anyway, it's all a baseball thing. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll continue going through the LSU athletic department. We got a little bit of softball for you. And still to come on tonight's program, we'll have a recap of the NBA All-Star Weekend down in New Orleans. New Orleans Pelicans own Anthony Davis, the MVP, with 52 points, breaking a guy named Wilt Chamberlain's record. And then the talk of the sports world, the Pelicans pull off a blockbuster trade. We'll have all of that a little bit more, a little bit later in the program, but when we come back, we'll finish our run through the LSU athletic department with Beth Torina's softball team. Rick Green pinch hitting for Jordy Hultberg. I'm Tommy Kreisand. Spread the roar. Tigers roar. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans. Cox Cable, AT&T Uverse. Stay with us.
Everyone's coming out with a fresh start. Bars are going to be banging, elbows are swinging, and the gloves are coming off.
Experience motocross more intense with AMSOIL Arena Cross. Before the race, check out the track party and get autographs, take photos, and meet the riders. Stop by any Brothers Food Mart location and pick up a can of Monster Energy 16-ounce at 2 for $4 and recycle at the pit entrance for your free admission to the track party. Brothers Food Mart, often imitated, never duplicated. AMSOIL Arena Cross, fueled by Monster Energy. Saturday, March 11th at the Smoothie King Center.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope.
and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
DLA Painting Incorporated is your company for professional painting, serving the greater Baton Rouge area and South Louisiana for over 20 years. Ready to paint for those recovering from flood, residential repaint, commercial painting, any size job, free estimates. Customer satisfaction is our highest priority. Call 225-505-8785. DLA Painting Incorporated, fully insured. Call Dennis at DLA Painting at 225-505-8785.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. Beautiful views of Cypress Lake. 1, 2, 3-bedroom apartments are available. Stop by and see Cypress Lake Apartments. Give them a call at 225-293-6789 or visit online, cypresslake-apartments.net.
Green pinch hitting for Jordy Holberg. I'm Tommy Krysan here on Pelican Sports TV. Wrapping up our run through the athletic department. Coach Beth Torina's softball team, they've been making a path to Oklahoma City every year for the Women's College World Series. She's done a fabulous job, and they've gotten off to a wonderful start this season. They're heading out to the West Coast. They're going to be in California for a tournament. We'll talk about them in a minute, but I want to tell you about Tremonti's Meat and Seafood. Tremonti's got the boiled crawfish. You just call them up, tell them how many you need, and they'll make sure that you have it. 225-751-7665, Tremontis.com, daily lunch specials. They got the wine list, they got the high-end spirits, the meat case, Chairman's Reserve beef, and they got the crawfish. They can cater for you for lunch, crawfish bowl. They got a catering online. You can submit the info at Tremontis.com. Right down the street from Parkview Baptist Church and School, 225-751-7665. Mike Tremonti and the staff do a super job. And once you go in there, you'll be making many trips back, I can assure you. Let them cater your crawfish boil this spring or summer. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood, Tremontis.com. Rick, Lady Tigers softball. Beth Torina has done a super job with that program in the last couple of years. You know, everybody knows that baseball, it's all about getting to Omaha. Well, in softball, it's all about getting to Oklahoma City. And for many years, softball was kind of a West Coast thing. Pac-12 would send 3-4 teams or more to Oklahoma City. But in the last 5-6 years, it's been more of an SEC thing, including Beth Torina's Lady Tigers.
Yeah, you know, I see Beth every once in a while, and I'm fairly up on their program. I've actually sent her a few of my friends who have softball girls that play, and, you know, they recruit just as hard as the baseball guys, and, you know, they've got girls locked up that are, you know, sophomores and freshmen in high school. So they do a fantastic job. They're very consistent. You know, you're right. There's Alabama and Georgia and Florida and now LSU in the SEC that are in Oklahoma, it seems like every year.
We got a little piece for you here on Beth Torina's Lady Tigers softball team. I also had caught up with her the day of the recruiting bash. I always enjoy visiting with her. Here's a little something for you on Lady Tiger softball.
I like how we finished here tonight. I thought we did a good job of fighting back. I thought they never panicked. I like that they got on the board finally by being productive with their at-bats. You know, a couple of big hits. Emily and Bailey were great, you know, all night. But, you know, I like that we were able to squeeze to get the first run. I like, you know, that we were able to have some productive moments. A sac fly scores the second run. That's really the ones that tie it up. So I like seeing them have productive at-bats, making productive outs. Thought that was a positive. And then stepping up and taking some big swings when we needed it.
I think we are growing as a team, definitely. We're working on things in the games, we're making adjustments, and we're, you know, we're not doing the same thing throughout the whole entire game. We're making changes and doing better towards the end of the games. I think the last 2 home runs, I know they came with 2 strikes. My mentality was just, you know, try and find something to hit hard, you know, stay alive, and it worked out.
All right, get a little piece there. Again, they're out on the West Coast. Beth Torina's Lady Tigers softball team heading out to the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic this weekend. 9-1 to start for the Tigers. Very, very hot. 5th season at LSU for Coach Beth Torina. They'll play the likes of New Mexico State, Bethune-Cookman, and Long Beach State. Out California way for the women's softball team. Hey, Rick Green, before we go to break, we want to again tell folks about the Win Green campaign, wingreencampaign.com. I want you to tell everybody about that before we roll to break.
Yeah, that's our annual event. We do, it's our 3rd summer in a row where former Tiger Ivan Zweig's little girl Avery has got a huge heart and way mature but beyond her years, and this is her way of giving back. She's recruited 30 of her junior golfer friends from all over the world, as a matter of fact, including England, to help raise money for a little girl, Sadie Keller, in Dallas, who's battling cancer right now, and then giving the proceeds to St. Jude in Memphis as well. And actually this year Ivan's done a great job of collaborating a bunch of different prizes, including a spot in the Pro-Am at St. Jude Classic next summer, not this summer, but also some other great, fabulous prizes. They all culminate in Pinehurst in August for the Junior World Championships. Last year, she had 5 little golfers helping her. They all were there. We flew Cason Crow and his family from Monroe out there to receive a big check and then also be recognized for their efforts. And, you know, Avery's won a ton of tournaments. She's #1 in the world. And like I said, she's got a great heart. She's got very, very good momentum. She's got great vision, great balance, and she's well on her way to, you know, eventually doing great things, you know, professionally as well. So she's been on the Golf Channel, was a big part of Drive, Putt, and Chip in Augusta last year. So, you know, we do this every summer. This is our 3rd year. This is our brand new logo with the cross clubs like a ribbon that they do for the cancer. wingreen.org or wingreencampaign.com and twostreamdream.org, 2sdf.org will get you the information. So we're super excited this year, and it's going to be bigger and better.
There you go. Good work by you and many, many people that help you. Win Green Foundation, wingreencampaign.com. All right, we're going to take a break. We come back. We'll talk a little NBA All-Star basketball. They descended upon the city of New Orleans. Anthony Davis, the MVP, and then the big blockbuster deal in the NBA that are making the Pelicans get talked about in a good way. We'll do all of that when we return right after this pause on Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, on the internet at PelicanSportsTV.com. And don't forget YouTube, youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. We'll be right back.
Plus Benefits has an important message for all uninsured Americans. It's official. Health reform has now become law. Now, uninsured Americans can finally get the health coverage they need with significant prescription benefits. Have you been uninsured, denied coverage, or struggling to pay your health insurance? Well, not anymore. Now there's affordable options with real benefits for people just like you. We know health insurance cost and being denied coverage due to pre-existing conditions has created serious hardships for many Americans. But that's a thing of the past. If you're uninsured, struggling to afford, or have been denied health insurance, pick up the phone and call now. The call is free, and every caller will receive a free discount prescription savings card. Call Plus Benefits Health Insurance Helpline today and get the health insurance and prescription coverage you need. One call can change your life for the better.
Please call 800-351-1511. That is 800-351-1511.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
I work at Debbie's Bridal and she makes your dreams come true.
We continue with Tigers Roar. Rick Green pinch hitting for Jordy Holberg. I'm Tommy Krysan. Rick, the NBA All-Star Game was in New Orleans the whole weekend. Lots of activities and festivities and a lot of fun. Third time in a decade. So if you're in New Orleans, many of you are watching us down there, don't look for that game to come back to New Orleans anytime soon, because you kind of threw it to them after Katrina to help with the recovery. And then when Benson bought the Pelicans, part of the deal was they'd throw him a game. And then this was for political reasons. It was supposed to be in North Carolina, and the NBA didn't like some kind of law that got passed there, so they moved it to New Orleans. So don't expect it to come back anytime soon, but it's a really good thing. It puts a lot of attention on the city of New Orleans and on Louisiana. Money starts changing hands down there, with everybody descending into town. It was the opening weekend of Mardi Gras, plus all the other stuff that goes on in New Orleans. And we have for you an All-Star Game recap. And before we started, I want to say this. I didn't watch much of the All-Star Game. I saw a few minutes, but I couldn't hear it when I was watching it. That might tell you where I was at. But anyway, don't try any of this stuff at home. It looks like the Harlem Globetrotters because there's a lot of fancy stuff here that doesn't happen in a normal NBA game, but that's what you get in this showcase, if you will, Harlem Globetrotter-like exhibition. But watch some of the unbelievable athleticism in this NBA All-Star Game recap.
Enjoy the festivities, America.
Man, we here. Big dance right here. It's going to be fun. I'm excited to be here representing New Orleans.
You have to look good to play good, so that's my mentality.
We have the world's best on the world's stage. It's showtime, people.
Right from the tip, baby.
And we are off and running from New Orleans.
Jamal Murray is out of his mind here in the second half.
7 out of 10?
I give it a 10.
I like you.
Being an all-star goes way beyond this. But we're here, it's just awesome.
Here we go from life.
Porzingis. I like Porzingis. He's already on a groove right here. Just like that, the big. He can officially say, check please. Check please. Eric Gordon is your winner. And we have got $500,000 for Sager Strong. Glenn Robinson III. Showtime, it's over. a perfect 50 for Glenn Robinson III, your Verizon Slam Dunk champion.
We have the world's best on the world stage. It's showtime.
Give me something. Anthony Davis, the ambassador, and knocks down the first shot of the 66th All-Star.
That's what they came to see, AD.
Use your speed. Let's go. Here's numbers for the East. Lob for James on the alley-oop from his teammate Kyrie Irving.
The assists continue to roll.
There's Westbrook from Durant on a beautiful feed. James off the window, gets it himself and flushes.
Oh! Didn't McGrady do that first? We're on the way to yet another record-breaking game. Giannis comes up with a steal.
Step, move, step, move, move.
Curry just looking to get out of the way.
Yeah, smart decision there by Steph.
He's so long, man. There's Paul George, elbow jumper. Oh, my goodness. Elbow just flew over Curry and jammed it home.
Got him again. He wants to see the replay. Westbrook is on fire here.
He has 41 points, one away from tying Wilt Chamberlain for the all-time record.
He's going for it.
Off the glass, and again it's Davis. 52 points, breaking Wilt Chamberlain's record. That'll do it. I don't think there's any question about the MVP.
The winner is, of course, Anthony Davis from your New Orleans Pelicans.
Anthony Davis, leaving All-Star with an MVP trophy. See you guys next All-Star.
Anthony Davis is one of the marquee players in the entire NBA. He is the real deal out of Kentucky. And, you know, New Orleans got him signed up long term. And I told Jonathan Poche, he's part of our Pelican team, he does a little radio segment with me on Wednesdays. I told him last Wednesday, if Davis can get hot, they're going to feed him the ball. There's this little unwritten rule,
right.
You know, hey, we want the MVP to come in the host city from that team if it all works out. Well, it worked out. As we take a look at some of Anthony Davis's numbers, as he broke a record held by Wilt Chamberlain for points in an All-Star game. That's pretty sporty, to say the very least. Anthony Davis had a grand weekend, a grand night in the All-Star game, and was named MVP. Just to add another thing to his resume. We got a little recap for you on the MVP award. Going to the New Orleans Pelicans, Anthony Davis.
And without further ado, the winner of this year's MVP trophy is, of course, Anthony Davis from your New Orleans Pelicans.
You know, AD, I guess this shouldn't come as a huge shock, because the night that you were named a starter, you were on our show, and you just came out and said, I want to be the MVP of that game.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. My teammates did a great job of looking for me. They just told me, you know, set a pick and down to the bat, we're going to throw it to you. So it was a lot of fun playing with these guys.
When did you start thinking, and were you aware of what the record was for points in an All-Star game coming into this, that Wilt had 42, and when did you start thinking about that tonight?
No, when I came out in the third quarter and I had 32, I told the guys I wanted to get 50. And I think Russell Westbrook had told me the record was 42. And so I just started playing, getting lobs, and then at the end, it was just the emphasis on trying to get 50, which is very fun.
Tell me about the significance, finally, of being able to pull this off in the place that we are tonight here in New Orleans in front of the home fans.
It was amazing, and that's what I wanted to do it for the city of New Orleans and the Pelicans organization. You know, I love this city, and these guys support us each and every night, and so I wanted to get this one for them.
There's never been a night like it in All-Star history. 52 points, the MVP, Anthony, congratulations.
Thank you.
And let's go back to Mark.
All right, thank you, Ernie. Anthony Davis of the New Orleans Pelicans, considered to be the host here, and comes through with the MVP award an All-Star game record. Here's some more of the All-Star records. Set.
Just keep going. Keep talking about it.
With all the great stuff that happened with the All-Star weekend and for Anthony Davis, the MVP, it was shortly after that game when the blockbuster deal, many people calling it the biggest deal in New Orleans pro basketball history. And, of course, that includes Pete Maravich going from the Atlanta Hawks to the New Orleans Jazz back in the mid-'70s. And it includes drafting Anthony Davis and then locking him up to a contract. DeMarcus Boogie Cousins, the Boogie in the Brow is how they're dubbing it, as he is a big man, been playing in Sacramento. The Kings are going nowhere. And the Pelicans front office does what they can to pull off the deal. They gave up a lot. Cousins is under contract for the rest of this year and next year. Trading deadline is Thursday of this week. Maybe they try to add a guard because they gave up 3 guards in the deal, including first-round draft choice Buddy Hield out of Oklahoma. So a lot has been given up for the Boogie and the Brow combination, and it has taken the sports world by storm. All this week, I don't care what website you went to, what radio program, what television program, it was all about the Brow and Boogie. DeMarcus Cousins, you see him on the left in the picture there, number 15, coming to the New Orleans Pelicans. You see the numbers. Look at the numbers for Davis and Boogie. Almost identical, rebounds and scoring. Now you're going to have 2 big guys down low, very formidable in the NBA. They're going to try to make a run and get that 8th spot in the Western Conference playoffs, and then if they can build a team around the Brow and the Boogie, then perhaps next year can be a lot better year for the Pelicans. So we've got a recap on the NBA trade and on DeMarcus Cousins. He's been a malcontent in the locker room. He's got a problem with technical fouls, been some issues. They're thinking the change of scenery may cure all of that. Plus, he's a Kentucky Wildcat. He's from Mobile, Alabama, right down the road, so he's coming closer to home. He's got his fellow Kentuckian with Anthony Davis. Here's some stuff on DeMarcus Cousins joining the New Orleans Pelicans.
Your All-Star experience, what it was like for all these great players?
It was amazing, man. I enjoyed the city of New Orleans, you know. I love it here in New Orleans. You know, I've been here a lot when I was a kid, so you know, I'm kind of familiar to the city. I had fun here.
So you only played 2 minutes. I mean, Steve talked about, you know, certain guys may not want to play as much. You were feeling pretty beat up. Was that kind of the plan going in?
Yeah, I talked to Steve. You know, he was pretty cool about it. I told him, you know, get some other guys, you know, my minutes. I wasn't really pressed on, you know, playing a lot of minutes and that.
Boogie, you talk about another Kentucky Wildcat there, Anthony Davis there. Talk about his game tonight.
I told him to shoot the ball, man. He should have had 70 tonight, man. But, you know, I'm happy for him. He got the MVP for the city. So, you know, I'm happy for him. And, you know, he put on a good performance.
You almost escaped this weekend without anything. What are your thoughts right now going on the latest talk?
Man, give it a break. I just need one All-Star where it's just All-Star questions, man. Just one. This is my 3rd one, and it's always been something.
The report from Yahoo right now is that there are 2 offers on the table for your owner for the Kings owner to consider right now. Does that make you get your gears going? Do you think about it at all? Do you want to reach out and find out what's happening?
No. The only thing I'm thinking about is this flight home.
You expect to talk to your agent tonight just in case?
Whatever happens, happens.
Have you heard from anybody upstairs, Vlade or anyone?
I haven't heard from them.
Would you like to play here, Marcus? Sorry.
Would
you like to play here, sir?
Play where?
New Orleans.
I mean, if I'm blessed enough to have a job here, absolutely. If that's what happens, it happens.
With the Kings, you're the pillar. Here, Anthony Davis is kind of the face of the franchise. Would that be okay for you to maybe play a complimentary role when it's not normally?
That's what happens.
I mean, you guys are a game and a half out of 8. There's so much positive energy going into the break. Is this disappointing that you have to kind of deal with this right now?
I mean, it's disappointing that I have to, you know, go through another All-Star talking about, you know, some type of situation with the Kings instead of it just being about my All-Star experience. So that's the disappointing part about it.
Would a fresh start be nice, though, to prove that?
I'm happy. I mean, that's, like I said, if it happens, that's a decision they make. So
We'll take a few more.
How were you able to handle just the last couple All-Star games? I always had questions about George or something else.
You know, I was happy coming in, but in the last day and the last couple of minutes, something had to happen. So, hey.
Anthony Davis needs another piece around him. What could you two accomplish together?
I'm still the Sacramento King, so you asking me questions that I can't really answer.
We'll do one more question.
If you are able to stay with the Kings, I mean, how do you focus knowing that this last one?
I'm going to work playing every game like it's my last.
Thanks, folks.
Hi, I'm Leo Bias. Thanks for watching.
So you see, this is going to help the Pelicans on the court and off the court. They're home on Thursday of this week against a very good Houston Rocket team. I'm going to guess it'll be the largest actual attendance of the year down there at the Smoothie King Arena in New Orleans. We're going to take a break. When we come back, yeah, we can talk some Tiger football. We'll get what Rick Green finds out about what he thinks about Ed Orgeron and the Tiger football program and team. We'll do all of that when we return after this pause on Tigers Roar. Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, and on the internet at pelicansportstv.com. Stay with us.
Hello. Hola. Ni hao.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
Accord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Accord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Accord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Accord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
Perkins Road Veterinary Hospital is a full-service veterinary hospital committed to your pet's health. We offer advanced diagnostic and therapeutic medical services, laser surgery, dog and cat diets, and treats, along with stress-free boarding. Dr. Ritchie sees patients for routine checkups to keep your loved ones happy, also advanced medical and surgical cases. We have separate condos for cat boarding and large climate-controlled canine boarding. Our boarding dogs get to have fun in a very large play yard several times a day. Laser therapy is a service that we offer to heal wounds and help our patients that suffer from chronic pain. Laser therapy is a wonderful adjunct treatment for neurologic and arthritic pain with no side effects. Your pets are family members and deserve the best and highest quality of care. Dr. Ritchie and his staff greatly respect the human-animal bond and are committed to exceeding your expectations. Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. Beautiful views of Cypress Lake.
1, 2, 3-bedroom apartments are available. Stop by and see Cypress Lake Apartments. Give them a call at 225-293-6789 or visit online, cypresslake-apartments.net.
Since 1986, the family dental practice of Dr. Farrell Frugier, with state-of-the-art building and technology and our highly trained staff, have been dedicated to providing care and treatment to our patients of all ages. The experience and advanced training in cosmetic and restorative dentistry, TMJ, and treatment of snoring and sleep apnea allows Dr. Frugier to assist you in achieving the best in dental health. Call us today at 225-292-9700 to schedule your initial evaluation because we know how to make you smile.
I want to tell you about the House of Jumba. Yeah, heart of Mid-City on Government Street. They fed the Pelican crew, and that's always a good thing, and there's never anything left. Daily lunch specials, you can eat there, you can get it to go. They have a catering menu. If you're heading out to a Mardi Gras parade or a Mardi Gras fun or a ballpark, catering menu's outstanding. Jambalaya, gumbo, all the side dishes, the desserts, the beans, the dessert. I mean, you got everything. House of Jumba, 4800 block of Government Street. Go tell Judy you heard TK talking about it on TV. Phone number 225-926-0970. Stop in, 4800 block of Government Street. House of Jumba, really, really good stuff. All right, we continue. It's time to talk a little LSU football. Yeah, we can always talk football. Don't forget our Pelican Sports Spring Post-Game Show this Sunday at 2 o'clock. Radio and TV, your calls and text messages right after Game 3 of the LSU-Maryland series out of the box this weekend. They're starting early Sunday morning due to Maryland's plane flight, so we'll be on the air 2 p.m. on Sunday. Rick, Ed Orgeron takes over in September when Les Miles was dismissed. Interim coach, then he becomes the head coach, and then he gets his first signing class in. March 11th, he'll start his first spring practice. Your whole reaction to Ed Orgeron, head Tiger football coach?
Well, you know, I'm a Tiger and want him to do well, and you know, it doesn't do me any good to wish against him. I think he's got off to a great start, and you know, he's basically reworked some of the coaching staff, and you know, that's his prerogative. So, you know, we talked about it last night that you know, a great coach is really even better if he's got a good support staff around him. So hopefully he lets his coaches coach and then let the boys play a little bit, and had a couple transfers, which is expected. But you know, I look for great things. You know, I know the home schedule next year is not as good as we'd like to see it, but the reality is you know, we need to be consistent and win 10 or 11 games every year, and if Coach O does that, then you know, it'll make a lot of people happy. So I'm excited.
Throughout his career, his calling card's been that he's a heck of a recruiter. Okay, it's a little different when you're the head coach. You can't visit as often as the other coaches can, but like in any sport, especially in football, it's all about players. It's all about recruiting. So if he and the staff, you know, he's going to be the closer now. He's going to take over your role. He'll be the closer with all the recruiting pitches and when the kids come on campus. So I think, you know, if that fits in with everything else they got, he hired some guys. You know, he hired Mickey Joseph to recruit New Orleans, and I'm curious to see how it all unfolds going forward. They got a very tough back half of the schedule next year. First, it opens up with some winnable games, then it gets really tough, and you have 5 SEC road games due to the thing with Florida last year. So if he can recruit, and as I always say, recruiting's got 2 parts. You got to recruit the kid, then you got to develop them when they get on campus. If he can continue his calling card of being a recruiter and put good players in uniforms, they have a chance to be successful.
Yeah, you know, only time will tell when they give the recruiting class a grade every year. It doesn't really mean anything until 2 or 3 years down the road. So it's a little misnomer when you say you've got a top 5 recruiting class. You want to see those guys in 2 or 3 years once they've been developed. So, you know, you're right. Part 1 is getting them in the door, and then part 2 is to develop them. So, you know, Godspeed to Coach, and you know, I'll be out there rooting for him and rooting for the kids as well. So, you know, it's big here, and it continues to be big, and will be big for 12 months of the year. So, you know, we'll see, and only time will tell, but I'm excited.
And once again, spring football practice will start Saturday, March 11. The spring game, the National L Club spring game this year will be at night. First time since Jerry DiNardo was the coach that they have a nighttime spring game. That's in part due to TV. Saturday, April 22. Baseball teams on the road that day. Softball's in town, but make your plans for that Saturday night, April 22. In fact, they're going to have activities all day long on the campus. It'll be your time for April to go tailgate like you do in the fall. LSU will release more details on what they're going to have as far as activities go all day long on that Saturday, April 22 for the National L Club spring football game. It will be on the SEC Network. I'm sure they'll do something radio. I'm guessing they'll do something radio-wise as well. We're going to take our final break of the evening. We're going to come back and put a wrap on it. Rick Green, Tommy Krysan, you are watching Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, on the internet at pelicansportstv.com and on the youtube.com/Pelican Broadcast. And this program goes up Thursday mornings, but all during the week we got different programming that we push to youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. So also want you to go get our new app. Go to your app store or Google Play. Type in WUBR AM 910, type in Pelican Sports, type in Pelican, search for it. It's free, and it'll allow you to listen to our radio station on our app. Go to your app store or Google Play and just search WUBR AM 910 or Pelican Sports. We'll come back with some final comments, kick a few things around after this pause. Stay with us.
If you've been injured in an accident and you won your case, we can get you your cash fast.
I called Penn Funding and had my money fast.
If you're a victim of an accident, bad drug case, or any other legal settlement, Penn Funding can get you paid in one lump sum.
Instead of my small monthly payments, Penn Funding got me my money when I needed it the most.
Turn your small monthly settlement payments into one large cash payoff right now. If your case is settled, you qualify. And no one can get your money faster than Penn Funding. There's no risk, obligation, or out-of-pocket cost when you make this life-changing call.
I called, answered the questions, and received my cash payoff quickly.
Need cash for your children? To fix your car, pay the bills. If your case is settled and you're a victim of an accident, bad drug case, or any other legal settlement, it's your money. Call Penn Funding now.
Call 800-825-1325, 800-825-1325.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
Accord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Accord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Accord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Accord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
We continue with Tigers Roar. Final segment here for you as we kind of recap and everything. A lot of baseball stuff for you tonight, and of course LSU loses to UNO on Tuesday night. Ronnie Rance made the point, that's only game 4. There's 56 games on the schedule. There's an SEC tournament and obviously, hopefully, postseason. It is a long way to go. In midweek games, some people get upset when they lose one. Hey, it happens, but I don't think you read anything into it. LSU has lost midweek games before, and maybe they lose another one or two this year. But it always seems to happen. But it's a long way to go, and you as much as anyone knows that.
Yeah, what Ronnie said is that there were a few guys in the bullpen that you were a little disappointed in because of, some of the expectations. And the other ones, they're still on, they're still trying out basically to see if they're SEC worthy or travel team worthy. So, you're right. It is early in the year, but you have to understand that, back when you and I played, we played more than 56 games, and you had a bigger squad, so you had more guys to choose from, and you had more time to get guys prepared for conference play. So it's a little bit different nowadays, and even though they're a midweek game and they're only, the fourth game of the year, you still want to have guys go out there and be consistent and get better every single time. And, a couple guys took a step back last night. So no reason to panic, but, you're always going to be a little bit concerned when things don't go as well.
And you're right. Back in the day, we used to play 40 games in the fall, like we'd play Southern or Nichols or Tulane or UNO. And then my sophomore year at Southeastern, we had 68 games on the schedule. We must not have got a drop of ring. We played all 68 baseball games. And I'm here to tell you, when you're not used to playing that many games, but we were dead the last 20 games. We ended up a bunch of games under 500, but 68 games on the schedule, played all 68. Of course, now there's a limit of 56 in the regular season. LSU tends to play 65, 70 or more because they like going to Omaha. So,
right.
But you remember those days, man? It just was, season just went forever.
Yeah, and it was. But yeah, and like you said, and like we said, that you had time to develop guys in the fall because you were able to play, live action, full speed games, and then you had more guys on your squad too, so you could develop guys over the course of the fall. Now, with the way the schedule's set up, you have to use these midweek games, that count towards your 56 to try to find the guys that you can count on the weekends and in the postseason. So it's a different ball game, to say the least. But hopefully they turn it around. I think with Alan Dunn and Coach Maneri, they've got a good, stepping stone and a good benchmark to see how they can improve.
All right, Rick Green, jtex.org. That's for all you folks in Ascension Parish looking for a trade organization, jtex.org. And real quick, the Win Green campaign again?
WinGreenCampaign.com. You can find it on Facebook and like our page and figure out what we're doing. There's going to be about 30 junior golfers playing tournaments all over the country and the world to raise money for a little girl, Sadie Keller, in Texas, as well as St. Jude in Memphis to help get rid of pediatric cancer. And it's something that's very passionate to me, and the Pelican has helped over the years with that, and we truly appreciate it. 2sdf.org is our two-seam dream website, but wingreencampaign.com is where you can go to get information and also donate for all these junior golfers putting in their time and effort for a great cause.
Two-seam dream. Did you throw all two-seam fastballs?
99%. So
why would you have ever thrown a four-seam?
Exactly right. It's a better chance of giving up a home run that you and I talked about last night. So,
yeah. But anyway, all right, Rick, do appreciate you pinch hitting for Jordy Hultberg tonight. Who knows? Might have you on the post-game show as we go forward. This Sunday, 2 o'clock, right after LSU Maryland, which first pitch is 11 a.m. on Sunday. We'll be here taking your phone calls and your text message with the Pelican Sports Spring Post-Game Show. And we remind you, the Spring Post-Game Show is about everything in the spring. Football, baseball, softball, gymnastics, and basketball. Tigers on the road Saturday against Georgia, so we'll see. Probably another loss, and that will break a school record for consecutive losses if they can't handle the Georgia Bulldogs this weekend. Once again, Rick, thank you very much for coming on out and being a part of Tigers Roar.
Thanks for having me, Tommy.
All right, as always, it takes a lot of people here at the Pelican to make this thing win, put this thing together. We appreciate all their hard work. Most importantly, we appreciate you watching, following us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. I'm Tommy Christ, and you've been watching Tigers Roar on Pelican Sports TV. We'll talk to you again soon.
If you've been injured in an accident and you won your case, we can get you your cash fast.
I called Penn Funding and had my money fast.
If you're a victim of an accident, bad drug case, or any other legal settlement, Penn Funding can get you paid in one lump sum.
Instead of my small monthly payments, Penn Funding got me my money when I needed it the most.
Turn your small monthly settlement payments into one large cash payoff right now. If your case is settled, you qualify. And no one can get your money faster than Penn Funding. There's no risk, obligation, or out-of-pocket cost when you make this life-changing call.
I called, answered the questions, and received my cash payoff quickly.
Need cash for your children? To fix your car, pay the bills. If your case is settled and you're a victim of an accident, bad drug case, or any other legal settlement, it's your money. Call Penn Funding now.
Call 800-825-1325, 800-825-1325.